You wash your hands the second something feels dirty. You flinch from anything that might carry disease. The recoil happens in a fraction of a second, faster than conscious thought. But this disgust reaction, the one evolution spent millions of years perfecting, turns out to be dead wrong about one specific thing, and doctors have been using it to save lives. Here is the scenario. A person develops a gut infection that antibiotics can't fully clear. This infection, caused by Clostridioides difficile, or C. diff, keeps returning, each round more stubborn than the last. The fix that finally works involves taking stool from a healthy donor and placing it inside the sick person's intestines. Doctors call it a fecal microbiota transplant. Cure rates run near 90%, higher than antibiotics ever managed alone. Two versions of it are now FDA-approved medicines, Faust and Rebiota. How did human waste become a regulated pharmaceutical? The answer traces back 1600 years ago to a physician working in 4th century China. He mixed the stool of a healthy person with water and gave it to patients suffering from severe diarrhea. He wrote that this treatment, later nicknamed yellow soup, restored balance inside the intestines. He was unknowingly manipulating the microbes living in the gut over 1,000 years before anyone knew they existed. The idea kept resurfacing across unrelated cultures. Bedouin communities reportedly treated dysentery with camel stool. 16th to 17th century Italian veterinarians called it transformation, moving gut contents from a healthy animal into a sick one. Even during World War II, German military physicians reportedly gave gut bacteria to soldiers battling dysentery in North Africa, although the efficacy is disputed in a later study. Why would so many separate cultures land on the same unlikely solution? Because it worked. And their bodies proved it long before anyone could explain why. Modern medicine finally caught up in 1958, when a surgeon at the University of Colorado used fecal enemas to successfully treat 4 patients dying from a severe colitis, a condition we now know is often caused by C. diff. You would expect a breakthrough like that to spread fast, but it didn't. The method sat mostly ignored for over 50 years, sidelined once sanitation and germ theory made it feel primitive. Only in 2013 did a randomized controlled trial in Amsterdam, published in the New England Journal of Medicine, finally put it to a rigorous test. The results were so lopsided that researchers stopped the trial early. Continuing to withhold the more effective treatment from the control group would have been hard to justify. Look at what's actually happening on a biological level, and the picture gets even more interesting. Your gut is packed with trillions of bacteria that are running your digestion, shaping your immune system, and maybe even nudging your mood. Antibiotics don't just kill C. diff. They clear out the entire ecosystem competing against it, the way a wildfire clears a forest down to bare soil. C. diff is the weed that races in first. It has spores that are resistant to antibiotics, and once the other microbes are cleared, they germinate and proliferate. Transplanting a donor's healthy microbiome is like reintroducing an entire mature ecosystem all at once, filling every niche before C. diff can claim it. Scientists call this colonization resistance, and it depends on restoring things like short-chain fatty acid production and secondary bile acid metabolism, chemical signals that suppress the growth of C. diff. So why the 55-year gap between proof and acceptance? First, harvesting and processing donor material was logistically challenging. Second, there was a lack of randomized controlled trial efficacy data until 2013. And third, the stool is aesthetically unappealing. Antibiotics and germ theory had trained doctors to see anything from the body's waste as dangerous. There was no room in that worldview for the idea that the same material could also heal. Disgust is one of the oldest, fastest, most automatic emotions a human brain produces, wired in specifically to make you avoid contamination before you can consciously reason about it. That instinct protected your ancestors from disease for hundreds of thousands of years. But it isn't built to distinguish between something dangerous and something therapeutic. It just says, stay away. Watch what happens when the framing changes. Call it a stool transplant and people recoil. Call it microbiota restoration therapy, package spores into a swallowable capsule instead of a visible procedure, and acceptance rises sharply. One such FDA-approved product, Faust, now exists. The same evolved disgust that once blocked this treatment for decades is now being managed with careful language and packaging because how it's framed changed everything about whether people would accept it. Somewhere between a 4th century handbook and a modern pharmacy shelf, the same idea traveled from folk remedy to taboo to approved medicine, all while being scientifically correct along the way. Today, it has become more standardized, controlled, and understandable. So the next time you take a course of antibiotics without thinking twice, remember what you're actually doing to the hidden ecosystem inside you. You are clearing the forest, and something opportunistic is always ready to move into the empty space. Sometimes what heals you is in the world you have evolved to live in. Check out this video to see how scientists feed the poop pill to animals to heal them.